Ahoy there, pumpkin. We're going to be doom scrolling Twitteroonies, checking out all the hottest, latest news. Remember, the US government just told us the list never existed. 1159 doesn't exist either. AI is definitely not blue-pilled. All of that coming and more. The first post we have here is Mr. Light. I don't know what he's talking about, but this is a zoom up of GENGAR Pokemon, which brings to mind, friends, what's happening with PulseChain. Remember, we have a PokeChain community on there. But Pulse the Spear is wrecked, bro. It's down pretty much 80% after 4 years. So everything bonded to it, every community, everything just poop right now. But the liquidity's so thin. We just got to be waiting for it to go back to sack price. I'll just show it to you now. Once it reclaims sack price, people like back to break even, and then the next move of the hyper move goes up. And look, friends, I know a lot of people just want to put blame on Richard Hart and everything out here. And it's easy to do that, isn't it? But I've shown you, man, Chainlink got given all the good news in the world. It's still down 93% against Bitcoin after 5 years. Not 4, 5. Literally, August 2020, it peaked. Just to quickly show you that as well. Look at this. Literally, all the good news in the world, friends, adopted by, literally, just got MasterCard, Swift. Every single good news, down 94% after 4 years, round trip 7 years. So, remember, it's about the business cycle. It's not about just that news, all right? Now, you understand that. Doesn't make it easier, but at least you're aware, bro. It kind of does. Okay, this is PLS price chart. We needed to go and start cranking up here, all right? Remember, PokeChain and all the dick with butts and everything, they launched up here. They pretty much existed up here. So we need to see a reclaim up there. Hopefully, pDAI has something to say about that. We'll see. Now, checking out Peter Brandt. Think about this. This from the sim for payout firm that offers sim gamblers the best odds to trade real money. The most honest sim for payout firm moves less than 1% of its clients onto a live funded relationship. All right? 0.96%. So sim means simulated. All right? That's what we used to call when we were trading in the office. We always used to joke, oh, you're back on the sim because you pretty much took a big hit recently. You got to go back to trading with, like, you know, Monopoly money just to like get back on your feet. So what he's basically saying is, friends, there's this new, like, the new, you know how crypto, there's grifters everywhere, Forex grifters. The new grift, what snake oil salesmen are doing is they're starting up online prop firms. So what they do is that their model is, the model is to mogul non-believers, right? So they try to get like 100 people. Yeah, they try to get 100 people to pay $1,000. 100 people pay $1,000. Now they have 100 grand. And what they do is those 100 people, you get to access their Monopoly money account, and then you trade. All right. Now, the deal is if you win, as in if you pass their test in terms of like if you don't lose more than 5% in a week and then you make a certain amount of return, like let's say 5 consistently profitable days after a month or whatever, they will give you a funded account. So then you can control 100%, 100K capital or whatever. All right. But that's why what he's saying is of the 100 people, literally only 1% actually move from the sim to real money, showing you how tough it is. So that's the new grift. But I don't even call it. Is it a grift? It's really hard to get in because I can't really use that word. But I have to use that word because I know what wins, bro. This is a 1% win rate. Day trading, 1% win rate. Yeah. Long-term holding, 80 to 90% win rate. Yeah. But the thing is, how long do you hold for? Don't know. When do you win? Don't know. What coins do you have to get into? Because there's so many. How do you like play this? Okay, you got to like get some formulation and structure, memes, cults, religion, buying in the depression, understand crypto, get in. We're all done that, all right? But you understand where you want to align your odds, all right? So it's interesting that we just know this, like less than 1% out here, okay? So just be mindful of that. And look, man, if you're not long, you're going to be regretting it later on. We have reposts here from Martin Saints. From Richard Hart, this is January 2021. Like if you want to see a giant green candle take us to new all-time highs. So that is Richard Hart pretty much. This was back in 2021, back when Hex used to move up instead of Dune. Here we have the masculine urge to become a dividend investor and just clip coupons while chilling on the beach. Despite the moniker, most of my portfolio holdings are returning dividends and not buybacks. So dividend investing is for mid-curve plebs, friends. Dividend investing, it's cute to get into investing because it's a nice route. It's like what Andre Geek started off with because When people come in, you think, oh, I'm going to put money, I'm going to get back money, I'm going to get back money. But what you don't understand is the highest pumps come in growth, right? When you're getting back cash, it means that the company's solidified itself and it's not going to grow anywhere. So it's got nothing to do with the money. So it hands back the money, the cash to people. Whereas Warren Buffett hates dividends, okay? Obviously, the only one he likes is Coca-Cola. He's popular in the bathrooms on Friday nights. But Warren Buffett, he's owned Coca-Cola for like 40 to 50 years. So the dividend payment that Coca-Cola pays him now is more than his initial entry clip. That's how much it's grown in 40, 50 years. It's just gone up only. So that's a special case, You don't want to touch companies that give you back cash because you want the company to be growing so much that they have to use the cash to keep growing. Yes? When they start handing it back to you, you get taxed and it's just rubbish, all right? But like I said, it's nice. Let's actually play for some people. Let's crank it a bit. It's a nice stepping stone again into markets and stuff. You're like, oh, wow. But then you start to learn the truth. And the truth is that you want to make the most money, you got to go for the Ponzi's, brother. Highest growth, highest speculation, you got to play the whole cycle. If you don't want to make the most amount of money, you want to be more conservative, you go for cash paying stuff. But you regret it. You regret it. Bro, I was looking at Corvettes after the Trump trade and then Melania launched and I was like, never mind. An actual comment I just heard. If you remember, friends, Donald Trump and his Trump token is poop. Just like everything else, you know what I mean? Just to kind of show you. Doesn't matter, bro. You're the world's most popular man. Here is Trump. Remember a lot of the insiders and stuff out here. Let's put it on a weekly chart. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there you go. Welcome. Welcome to crypto out here. Yes, it's kind of funny. It's like a meme. Right? We had it also in the trading office too. I'm not joking. There was like literally a 95% success rate in predicting someone's next blowout. And it was when they would go on to and start looking at Ferraris and start looking at new cars. I'm not joking. Whenever someone was like, hey, I'm on the car website checking out auctions and stuff out here for new cars, looking at how much does a Ferrari cost and things out here. I'm not joking. Literally 95 to 100% were like, okay, within the next 3 months, that guy's going to have a big blowout. Happen every single time. So it's no different here. Shout out to Mr. PulseChain DAI. Potential 194x in pDAI. So this is a big buyer coming out here. pDAI, remember, world's first native decentralized stablecoin, which is not stable. It's actually unstable. Let's check it out right here. It's about 200x to $1 out here, repeating a lot of similarities to Hex. So I guess if the pDAI prophecy completes, it'll drag up PulseChain core coins and then PulseChain get the license to pump up. And in the bear market, this is the best part if it works out, man. If you're in Pulse, PulseX, Hex, Inc., it doesn't matter, anything on the chain. When you sell, if you sell into pDAI and pDAI is ping-ponging around the dollar, and you sell into PWBTC, which is ping-ponging around BlackRock BTC, you have collateral that can sustain a spiraling, contracting business cycle. Because right now, when the business cycle goes down like it has right now, everything risk on gets destroyed in altcoin land, right? But that's why you need stable coins, right? You need the BlackRock BTC, the final key piece. We'll see. Let's check out this grifter, Po. The last coin I bought is literally so effing good. It's the only thing mother truckers will be talking about on the timeline for the next few days. I can't believe people are selling here. These are known Cabal Grifters, friends, just to let you know. Literally, this is like, when they were joking about when the word Cabal and insiders came out? Yeah, I think these guys are all part of it. But it's funny. You read this language and you're like, bro, who believes that? It sounds so fake and snake oily. But dude, have you seen the Twitch streams of the gum girl with the giant gums, the prostitute cabal? Have you seen the polished feet of all the LA vape cabal? Right? Not a single speck of dust on their feet. You have millions, hundreds of thousands at least, of hotel cuck chair enjoyers following these people, circling the drain. Because they all say to each other, like NPCs, they go, oh, I'm not the greatest fool. I'm just a normal, ordinary fool. Oh, man. You know what? It'll be nice when you buy pDAI at $1, hopefully one day, and you earn your shitty little yield because you realize you wasted the whole cycle. Here we have someone, I think, depending PumpFun. I found it pretty absurd and hilarious. Some people kept talking about PumpFun being extractive this, extractive that. Without PumpFun, there wouldn't have been a poop coin season for all of 2024, from memes to AI meter to everything. So he's pretty much saying, he's probably trying to pay ode to PumpFun. Same goes with so many people keep saying, oh yeah, this trading platform owes us this and that. Then when it should be used to enhance your trading performance or execution. None of these companies and apps owe us anything. Otherwise, go trade standard token 2022 Radium platform launches and trade manually on Jupiter and Radium. The ones who say it is pure extraction are the ones who missed every move and have no edge in the game. Competition is bullish. So yeah, friends, obviously PumpFun's trash, but PumpFun's not trash because PumpFun is trash. PumpFun is trash because that's how the cycle of crypto has just gone. Yeah. PumpFun tokens, these JPEGs, they have spawned because the level of grifting in layer 2 tokens and down-only dump tokens and VC trash, the level of grifting was so egregious, so disgusting that retail, all of us, kept losing on them, that people are like, you know what? We don't want to touch your tokens, bro. We just want to gamble. Yeah? Your tokens don't do anything anyway. You have no utility. No one cares about you. You're here to dump. You don't even really believe in your project. So we're just going to make like literally another picture of an orange dog with a Chinese theme. We're just going to trade that for the day. And they've done that, right? So it's not that PumpFun was a response. Yes? Meme coins are a response to all these level of garbage out there. But also, now that I've told you, don't get angry at these people, bro. It's a business cycle down. There's no demand anywhere. You know, people cannibalize each other. It's like, friends, think about the society you and I live in. Yeah. If I cut off the town's food supply and the water supply, what happens? Okay. You go get your gun. You start finding women. That's what I start doing. First thing I do is I stock up on cigarettes. I get shotguns. You start grabbing all the women. You're like, hey, you're now in my backyard. Basically, now you're a pimp. Yeah, that's your commodity. You start hiring kids. You start feeding them food. And they basically go out and they raid everybody's vegetable patches. You know what I mean? You build a fortress around your house. And you get your guns out. No one's allowed in. You see what I mean? That's it. Society's just turned overnight. Everybody does that. Haven't you watched zombie movies? Right? It's because people are inherently messed up. No, this is a response to something, right? Without the zombies appearing, you don't go do that, right? You might say, oh, that's terrible. Yeah, but that's the circumstances, yeah? We're all just like one circumstance away from doing stuff like that. Got some more cracker UFO stuff. Ross Coulthart. He has even stronger opinions about this UAP, now known to history as the Tic-Tac, shot in 2004 in the Pacific by aviators. Do you remember the Tic-Tac UFO, friends? The Tic-Tac UFO is one of the most famous ones. Pretty much Ross Coulthart, he's now come out and said, do you remember the New Jersey UFOs? So this was the Tic-Tac UFO. So he's pretty much said, now this is interesting, Dr. Stephen Greer also said that this was not aliens. This was actually US government, Lockheed Martin, otherwise known as Cockheed Martin by me. And they also said that the New Jersey drones wasn't actually Mr. Alien dudes as well. That was China. But we don't know, man. We don't know. I don't know if it's China, bro. It could have been US government again. You could have been US government. It could have been like, that's what happens sometimes, friends. Sometimes these people have tech, right? What if one of them defect and then go rogue? And the government's like, oh, that was actually China. When it was really someone within, but they can't tell people that. Why? Because everybody's a blue-pilled cuck who thinks Jeffrey Epstein literally killed himself. And they believe there was no pedophilia list, even though it's been confirmed 50,000 times, because these people can't think for themselves. They're just brainwashed, which very, very useful pawns. Thank you for existing in society, by the way. If I ever become a dictator, you're the easiest person to get to manipulate. So these people are sitting there in this world, but you can't wake them up. If you tell them, oh, someone from our government defected, it opens up 50,000 questions. So like, how did someone get technology that's not even meant to be made yet, according to Neil deGrasse Tyson? How did they get rogue technology and go do all this theatrics? So it's just easier for them to blue pill brainwash everyone. Size Chad, tell me you get no bitches without telling me you get no bitches. This is Jude out here. James Houston, 27-year-old venture capitalist, said he would gladly pay more in taxes. So I don't know who this guy is, but when you see VC, friends, venture capitalist, we joke that it's Vulture Capitalist. What a perfect segue into what happened. Remember, PumpFun exists because of VCs, all right? VCs, friends, are They're in the same category as MEV quant scum. They are parasitic. They are rubbish, filthy. Everyone would be better off without them, but you can't stop them. You know what I mean? They're just poop. Okay, so VCs, their model is they find smart people building stuff. They get in, they bribe them. They get in, they go, hey, let us into the early round. They get in, they go, we'll get you the deals, we'll get you the influencers, we'll get you everything else out here. You know, that's what happened with Molestia. PokeChain Capital dumped $242 million so far. They still got $60 million to go. They're up 180x on side. They're the ones paying your bankless, your crypto banters, everyone out here to tell everybody this thing's the greatest thing, even though you're on side 180x in literally 30 days. And there you go, right? Now you might say, but Somi, there are coins out there where people are on side as well. I know, Habibi, I know. What I'm telling you is, then we got to put on our moguls, our thinking moguls, and we have to think, are there believers here? Or am I hearing about the passion from paid influencers? That's what you're trying to dissect. Because Bitcoin's up 100,000x from $1, right? Does that mean Bitcoin's going to go down? No. Maybe it could. But you know what I mean? It could go down. You have to assess that. Are there believers? Are they not? Who are you hearing the messages from? Are you hearing them from people who have their nipples pegged? Right? Believers. Are you hearing it from people who, like me, something drops 98% and I buy? Or are you hearing it from, I don't know, like, you know, gotta say it again, crypto banter, like Randy Boo. He did a 60-minute video just dedicated to the PumpFun token. It's not even out yet. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are making it really hard to, like, not believe that you guys have some, like, central Tel Aviv Israel talking center or something. Like, it's making it very hard. And, like, it's just, all of these things are spinning around the same. So that's it, friends. Like, it's a marketplace, right? It's a marketplace. There's no good or bad or right or wrong or whatever, all right? I'm trying to position myself on average. Doesn't mean every time. On average, trying to position yourself where the higher win rate game is. That's what you're trying to do. You get it? Playing with VCs, you're gonna lose. Yeah, because the VCs don't believe. The VCs just got a cheaper price. They will pay people to tell everybody to believe they're dumping OTC in the background. And you know what? For every 100 projects that this happens to, they dump early and it keeps going. Yeah, but that's 1 out of 100, bro. What about the other 99? That's what you have to be thinking about. L. Karma is very real. Play with someone's energy. Lie, betray, manipulate, and the universe takes notes. You might get away with it for a while, but if you touch the wrong soul, your whole life flips. You know, man, I didn't used to believe in this stuff when I was younger. I have seen way too many things in crypto. I'm like, oh yeah, karma's real, bro. Karma is 100% real. 100% real, friends. What are the chances? Max Kaiser coming out, shitting on Richard Hart, and then I think like 5 days later, the US government calls up the UK and says, Max Kaiser doesn't have his show on your channels anymore, on Russia Times either. Rugged. I'm telling you, man, karma's real. If you hold this stock called CoreWeave, I'm just going to tell you to be careful. Firstly, it ran up 366%, which is like 1,000x in stock market world. But Jim Cramer has said CoreWeave is truly amazing, very positive. Dick Carter, Psy, undefeated. So Jim Cramer's bullish. You know what comes next. Check this out. Yield farming. Where does the yield come from? When I deposited 10 million TVL, it was approximately 30% APR, which is yield, from swap fees, and 30% from international liquidations, and 50% from intentional liquidations, and 50% from traders' losses. The first two diluted from the total value locked growth and forced liquidations, not efficient now. But I wonder if there's more TVL equals more stale liquidity and adverse feels. Interesting. So this is, maybe it's hyper liquid, friends. So you're meant to get, I guess, when you stake, you're meant to get yield on your earning, and it's meant to come from liquidations and trader fees out here. But what he's saying is, what happened is, I think the volume went up, but it's being diluted. So he wonders if there's more TVL, there are more stale liquidations and more adverse fills. So I guess basically what he's saying is when liquidations come, they splash down. But if too many people are in, the splash down is not as much. So the fees made aren't as much. It's a nice linear thing. So you pretty much, what it's basically saying is your yield, it's at 30%. It doesn't drop from 30 to 20 to 10 to 5. It goes from like 30, 5. That's pretty much what happened. That's what he's trying to say with his yield. But you shouldn't even be thinking about that because it's up only Ponzi time, bro. We've had 32 months of the business PMI getting wrecked. You know what I mean? But that's what happens, you know, friends. People, look, I'm passionate. Okay, I've got a Jamaican hat on. Yeah, man. I'm passionate. I have a stupidly ungodly amount of risk tolerance. It makes no sense because I'm here 18 hours a day, you know? That's not normal. The best portfolio is the one that helps you sleep at night. Friends, if you want to click sell and leave. No one cares. Okay? You don't have to tell me. You don't have to write an essay. I don't care what you're in. Just click sell and leave, bro. No one cares. Literally just help yourself sleep at night. You know? If you feel uncomfortable with what you have, sell 25%. Still uncomfortable? Sell another 25%. Sell until you feel good. Do whatever the hell you want. I'm just warning you though, okay? Market's going to pump with or without you. Yeah, it's kind of funny because whenever I talk about anything, there's always this is how you know we're gonna pump again, right? There's always a new guy. There's always a new guy comes, and they go, "Oh, but you don't sound convincing. You don't sound convincing, Tommy." And I always reply, I'm like, "Bro, who the truck are you, bro? I'm not convincing anyone. All I gotta do is convince myself in the mirror that my thesis is still playing out and I'm still holding. That's me. I don't care about you. Who are you? We don't need your 10 grand. We don't need your 100 grand. I don't care how big your clip size is. Most of the time, it's like 40 bucks. We don't need it, bro. It's going to move with or without you. Did Bitcoin need BlackRock? No. Went to 40,000 without them, bro. Actually, it touched 69,000 without them in 2021. Did Bitcoin need Elon Musk? It went from $1 to $32,000 before Elon put his hands on it. Just like he wanted to put his hands on Tiffany Fongles. Doesn't need you, bro. Network effects are bigger than this one popular influencer or KOL or one event. They're bigger than that. They grow exponentially. It's a tug of war. You see? All the stuff I own, it doesn't need me, bro. I could walk away tomorrow and just keep my mouth shut. This is esoteric friendship and knowledge. You wouldn't know what I mean unless you're in markets for a while, all right? Nobody can stop these trains. All right, friends, go watch a documentary about George Soros, all right? Just go watch one. Go watch how he broke the Bank of England. The frickin' Central Bank of England could not stop their currency capitulating. The central bank, the major loser Jerome Powell's, could not stop their currency being crushed. Why? You'll learn this saying. I tell you all the time. The market is going to do what the market is going to do. News events that try to force it up or down away from the deviated trend, guess what? It'll go back and do what it wants to do. Like, subscribe, belly button, or believers only. Catch you soon.